Hi, I'm Jeannie Ekvall, the dietitian for Three Rivers Hospital, and I'm excited today to be able to introduce to you our new menu, which is going to roll out on Tuesday, January 16, 2018. Hospitals are being pressured to meet higher nutritional standards. We need to keep our patients healthier and we need to keep our readmission rate down. So nutrition is a big factor. And our new menu is healthier than our previous one, and it also meets the U.S. dietary guidelines. Some of the changes that we've made to meet these dietary guidelines is that we have used many more whole grains in the menu, and you may discover, or when you see a meal, you may say, that bread doesn't look whole grain, but actually it's a whole grain using white whole wheat. Patients seem to like that better. We've also reduced the saturated fat content in the menu. We've decreased the sodium or salt content in the menu. And we now reach the guidelines that have been recommended. And we also have cut back on refined sweets, and you'll see more fruit on the menu than previously. As an overall guide, we're using the My Plate program, and most of you are probably familiar with it, but half the plate is fruits and vegetables, and a quarter is protein foods, and a quarter is a starch, along with a milk or yogurt. Okay. Options are a big thing with patients today, and we are happy to show you that we now have a general menu, which is a choice menu, and this is the sheet for the general menu, and these sheets will be given out by our dietary staff on the day before so that the patients can select the foods that they would like to choose. We have a lunch special of the day and a dinner special of the day. We have build your own breakfast. And if, for example, the patient doesn't want to have fish, like that is in the dinner special, there are individual sheets where the patient can pick something else. So this is going to be very nice. In addition, it's going to better meet our Hispanic patients. And on the right-hand side, there are specialty items. And for this day, the specialty items are beef taco here. And for the dinner, the specialty item is a chicken enchilada. So we think that that will be very nice for our Hispanic patients. You know, there's an uptick in health-conscious consumers. They're wanting more healthy dining options. And we have created a healthy options menu. And I think this is unique to our hospital. And we think that a number of our patients are going to be excited about this. And here is our healthy options menu, and the physician would need to order the healthy options menu for the patient. The general healthy choice is based on the Mediterranean diet, which is no red meat in it, and we use more plant foods, we're using more nuts, more legumes, less refined sweets, more fruits. So that will be some of the characteristics of it. And it is a choice menu. The two menus that are choice menu are the general and the healthy options. And it's going to be great for vegetarians and vegans. There's a vegetarian lunch special each day and a dinner special each day. And on this menu, you'll see down here at the bottom, we have put little codes. V stands for vegetarian and VV stands for vegan. So if a person is a vegetarian who uses milk and eggs and cheese, then that would be V, meaning there might be milk or eggs in it. If it's VV, that means it's vegan. So if the patient doesn't want to have any milk or eggs or cheese, then that food is totally vegan. And those codes are written next to the food. The dietary staff will be taking around the menu sheets to the patients the day before so that they can choose the food for the next day. Now, if the patient is admitted after 6 p.m., that patient will be sent the standard breakfast special of the day, and at that time the dietary staff will give them the menu sheets for lunch and dinner so they can choose what they would like. As you know, hospitals nowadays, especially small hospitals, have a lot of budget constraints. And we have tried as best we can to cross-utilize foods in our menu item. We wish we could offer even a greater variety, but we have done our best to cross-utilize foods as much as possible. We have diabetic diets listed on our menu, and they have new names, and we have done them at different calorie levels. We've done them at 2,000 and 1,800 and 1,500. These diets are done with consistent carbohydrates. Now, some patients will know how to count carbohydrates and are very savvy with it and do it on a regular basis, but many patients are not real competent in it and don't usually do it. So we've done the carbohydrate counting for them and have made meals with consistent carbohydrate. But if the patient is somebody who does count their carbohydrates, the Healthy Choice menu can be chosen for them, and we have on request a sheet with the carbohydrate content listed for the foods so that they could calculate their carbohydrates if they want to do that. Now, there are some new diabetic diets that you didn't see on the list before on the CPSI, and we have done a consistent carbohydrate diet for gestational diabetics, and this is 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as 3 snacks. And in addition, the breakfast is lower in carbohydrate because that's important for gestational diabetics. Now, you may want to use that diet for another patient. If there's somebody who you want to have 3 meals and 3 snacks, you could also order this particular diet. There also is a clear liquid diabetic diet. And I'm mentioning this in particular because the current recommendations are that this diet is a diet that includes 200 grams of carbohydrate, and that this carbohydrate is evenly distributed throughout the day in the meals and snacks. It won't have sugar-free Jell-O in it because the Jell-O will have sugar because they need to have the carbohydrates. This is important because if everything is sugar-free, the patient will not get the nutrients that they need for the recovery process. New things always are a little bit confusing, and I want to talk to you a little bit about entering things in CPSI because it's going to look a little different in CPSI when you enter a new diet. When the new menu rolls in January, the new diets will be in CPSI with their new names. Now, I have a cheat sheet that I have prepared, and this will be down at the unit secretary's desk, and it compares the old diet name with the new diet name. So if you have a question or something seems confusing, just go to the cheat sheet there at the unit secretary's desk, and that should help you. For example, the old diet on CPSI said 2000 ADA, and that term is not used anymore, and we have called it instead C-carb, which stands for consistent carb, 2000. So it's C-carb 2000, consistent carbohydrate. And also you can see here, for example, on vegetarian, if a patient is a vegetarian, then you would choose the Healthy Options Choice menu because it has both the vegetarian and vegan options. There will also be a list down at the nurse's station that describes the diet, the new menu diet name, and a description of what it is and some of the suggested uses for it. And when the physician orders, if they want to look at this, they can. This is similar to what was presented at the med staff meeting. Something else that's going to be different when you're entering on CPSI is you will be asked if a special diet texture is needed. And before, you had to select dysphagia diet order, but now you will be asked, and if you want just regular texture, then you check that. But if you do want something special, then you will check at that point which texture of the diet that you want. And the same will apply to liquid consistency. For example, honey thick or spoon thick or nectar thick. So it'll come on to CPSI just a little bit different than the way you previously were used to. Thanks for the chance to talk to you. You're a great staff to work with, and feel free to ask me questions. If you think of anything now, just ask ahead of time is just fine, and you can email me, call me. And when the new menu rolls, I plan to be around the hospital because probably questions are going to come up that day, so I plan to be here and can help answer questions as needed. So have a happy holiday time.